Hello everybody, this is Praise the Dark here. It's been a really long time since I've recorded anything, and I'm really sorry for that. But I thought it was appropriate that we played a little bit of the Ashes of Ariandel DLC before the coming of the new Ringed City DLC, and I also thought it would just be a good time to discuss the upcoming DLC and just my thoughts on it. I haven't looked at any analysis videos, anything from Vadi, anything like that. I've only just seen what was in the actual reveal trailer from Bandai Namco, and that's it. Other than that, I'm pretty much clueless as to what this DLC is on. I'm hoping that it's Londor, considering that it seems to be like the end of the world kind of scenario, and based on the fact that there are some of those hunched over dudes that are related to Londor in the lore. Maybe it is that. That's probably what the Ringed City is. At least that's just what I can speculate from what I've seen and what I can hope for sure. Right now in this playthrough, holy shit, I can't talk. On this playthrough, I think, on New Game plus 6 or 5 or something. I don't know. And I'm just testing out the Onyx Blade. I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah, Onyx Blade. It does around 490 damage right now. If I two-hand and then do this, yeah, we're at 644, so that's pretty damn good. So let's just talk about the DLC a little bit. Not necessarily what I've seen in the reveal trailer, because I'm sure all of you guys have seen what's been in the trailer and whatnot. It's not that much of a surprise. The only things that I must say about the DLC is just the trailer itself seemed a little bit lame. Not like trying to bash it for anything or anything like that, but I'm just personally not extremely impressed by it. I hope it's really good. I hope it's as good as the Bloodborne DLC. Old Hunters was amazing. I actually just got a PS4 and I was playing around with Bloodborne, and holy shit, that game is just fantastic. Amazing, amazing. It makes me kind of upset that they didn't put as much effort into Dark Souls 3 as they did in Bloodborne, because Bloodborne, holy shit, that game's good. But that's not the point I'm trying to make here. Basically, what I'm trying to make is I really just hope that the DLC that's coming out, the Ringed City DLC, is as large as it should be. Because I personally, for one, do not believe that this DLC was long enough. There wasn't enough in terms of bosses or anything of that sort. I really wish there was, of course. I wasn't extremely impressed by the boss count at all. But I guess one thing I could compliment about this DLC is this whole Corvian Village part, because I really do like that. I like the area. Yeah, a lot of good atmosphere. But yeah, I mean, judging on the trailer, it seems like there are more than 2 bosses. At least I hope so. But the one that I did see looked like a reskin of Sin from Dark Souls 2, the fire one. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe it's something completely different and I have no idea. It's just what I perceived. I hope it's different. I hope it's something more interesting than Sin, because I personally don't really like dragon fights in this game. I know a lot of you guys probably wouldn't like hearing that from me, but I don't know. I just don't really care for them that much. I do like fighting a foe that's like way bigger than me and like gives me a little bit of the jitters because it's so massively larger than I am, but I don't know. I just don't like dragon fights. I didn't even really like the dragon fight in Dark Souls 1, Calamite. I don't know. I'm probably alone in that, but I don't know. I just don't really care for it. One thing I did see, though, is there was like a scene where the player in the trailer was reaching out towards a woman like holding an egg. I mean, that's either like a New Covenant, sort of like what's the Covenant called? It starts with, I think it's like Rosaline or something like that. The one where you can restat in this game. Honestly, I don't even know, because I never restat in this game before. But either way, it's either that or it could be a boss, and I'm actually hoping that it's a boss. I hope it's something cool. I hope it's someone we've seen before, like Velka, Guinevere, something of that sort. I don't know. I'm probably reaching for things that aren't going to be a possibility, but I just hope that's the case. I want to see something that I've heard of before and never seen before. Something that carries importance. I don't necessarily know what that could be exactly, but I do hope that it's something that gives me a little bit of meaning. Like, Father Ariandel and Sister Fried were cool but all, but like I'd never heard of them before, so it's just like, oh, I'm just fighting two foes that I've never really seen or heard of importance from. I mean, knowing that the next DLC is just a direct sequel of the last, that makes me a little less excited in the whole thing. But maybe it is just the Dark Sign or something like that. Like, the first 20 seconds of the DLC trailer were a flaming Dark Sign, like they always put in stuff that revolves around the Dark Sign. So I'm hoping that it actually has some relevance to the Dark Sign. I hope there's something there, like a furtive pygmy boss fight, or something just cool, something that actually revolves around the lore of Dark Souls 1 that connects the whole series together. This is supposedly the last DLC they're ever going to have, so, I mean, for this series, and the last Soul series in total, so it's just like, I want them to have a conclusion, not keep giving me fucking questions to things that I want answers for. You know, like, I know that this whole thing is open to a bunch of interpretation and that, but either way, I just really hope that there's some answers here. I hope there's a boss that gives answers. There's a reason behind everything, not just like some storyline that they invented just to throw a DLC in there for a cash grab. And I really hope that's not what it is, because that would make me lose a lot of respect for FromSoft, and I've loved this series that they've created and all the stuff they've done, so I just really hope it's not that. That would make me a sad gent. Can't believe I died to that guy. I'm just like not focusing. Ah, fell. So yeah, I'm still excited for the DLC. I mean, it may seem like I'm not. It may seem that I'm a little bit, just a little bit worried about it. A little bit skeptical about whether or not it's going to be good. Come on, climb up the ladder. Get up the ladder. There we go. I may be a little bit skeptical about whether or not it's going to be a good DLC, because this DLC personally wasn't the best. Definitely was not the best. But I still have faith in them. I still have a little bit of faith in me left for FromSoft, and I hope that they can offer something that's a little bit better than what they have recently. And I'm just hoping for a home run here. I'm hoping for a really good DLC for once. Something that I'll be proud of playing.
I've seen your kind.
And that's just really all I'm asking for.
Every fleeing man must be caught, but
Shut up. I need to get my stuff. Hold on. No. Let me hit you. I hate this guy. When he heals, though, it's actually not that bad, because then I could just kill him. Give a nice backstab. Oh, we both went for it. No. I didn't go for the backstab because I'm stupid. Stop it. Tired of your shit, Wilhelm. Or Wilhelm. Whenever he heals, it really makes me a sad guy. But onto the topic of why I've been absent for such a long time. I honestly haven't even like been thinking about my YouTube channel, and that's I'm sorry. Like, I really just haven't even given it a second thought. I'm always logged into this profile watching videos on YouTube because that's like my life, but I just haven't been trying to upload recently. I've been so busy with school and so stressed about it that it's just like I had nothing left in me to record. At least I didn't have any like real incentive to do so, or any real thought to do so. Trust me, it's not like I don't like this at all. Oh, fuck.
Trust you've learned your lesson.
It's not that I don't like recording or anything. It's just like, I've been so stressed from high school. I've been so stressed by midterms and finals that just passed. I just needed a break. I had a couple months off. I had been doing sports. I had been doing all these extracurriculars, just working my ass off every day. So I apologize that I haven't been around, and I'm definitely trying my hardest to like keep this channel alive. I know that it may seem like I'm a dead channel here after it's been such a long time since I've uploaded, and I don't know, been losing subscribers left and right. So I mean, I don't know. I'm still gonna upload as much as I possibly can, as many times as I feel like actually recording. Because today I was just like, you know what, I have nothing to do, at least for right now. So I'm just gonna record. Why the fuck not? And I'm doing it. Especially because I've been trying. I've actually like sat down and started recording videos. Like I tried using remote play and recording Bloodborne for you guys, and I tried doing a bunch of things. I've sat down and recorded for like 2-hour sessions and just never uploaded what I recorded because I was so critical of what I recorded. Like I just didn't think it was good enough, and I feel like I shouldn't do that anymore. Like if I feel like I have a topic that I want to get out there that I want to talk about, then I should, and I will. Beforehand, like when I was recording, I had an idea of doing like a little podcast type thing, which I thought would be kind of interesting. Just me sitting here and talking to you guys. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm just playing some Dark Souls 3, talking to you about the DLC, and talking to you about whatever else comes to mind, honestly. That's just what I want to do for now. Until, you know, the DLC comes out and I play that for you guys. I can't believe I didn't play Ashes of Ariandel. Like, that actually makes me really upset that I just didn't do that. Okay, that's kind of bullshit. That shouldn't hit me. Like, I don't know why I didn't do a walkthrough. I should have, but I was just, like, I got Ashes of Ariandel, and the time that I, like, actually had time to play the game, I just played the game. I didn't set up a recording thing. I didn't put my mic up. I just wanted to play the damn game, I guess. And that's a little bit selfish, I guess, because I know this channel was, like, founded on me making gameplays for everything that I could. I mean, I immediately started recording for Dark Souls 3 as soon as I got it. Like, I finished recording after 2 weeks. It was just a matter of uploading. So it's not like this is like a normal thing for me. Like, I just really had no interest in recording for that time period. Jesus fucking Christ, Wilhelm. Holy shit. I've never had trouble with this guy, ever. I've always just, like, killed him first try. What the fuck? You know what? Fuck you, dude. Maybe it's this damn sword. No, fuck! Damn it, Wilhelm. Trying to kick his ass, but it's just not working out for me. No. Finally stopped him from doing it. Holy shit. Sorry I'm being quiet. I just want to kick his ass so bad. Just die already, you fuck. Finally. Sorry for the R1 spam, but like, holy shit. Get out of here. Oh, man. But, actually, you know what? I have an idea. So basically, when I was recording before, when I decided not to upload it, I wanted to talk about Bloodborne and my experience with it. And even though I'm not playing Bloodborne right now, I still know what I experienced, and I still know what I want to talk about, so why the fuck not? I'm going to talk about it. So, in my experience of playing Bloodborne, I was just absolutely impressed by the entire game. Like, beyond words can describe. It was such a good game. I feel like the design was worthy of so much praise. It was just that good. I could not even, like, express it in words. Like the amount of shortcuts that were available, the amount of times that you could just like walk around and find a way that the world was interconnected, it just blew me away. Especially times where you'd be like 2/3 through the game and then all of a sudden you'd just be wrapped around to the beginning area of the game somehow. Like that was just impressive as fuck to me. And I don't know, I just like, I'm probably shouldn't be as impressed as I am, but like little things like that, little things in game design that do that are just so impressive, at least in my opinion. I have always just been extremely impressed by that kind of shit. And then I looked back and I was like thinking to myself, Dark Souls 3 was in development pretty much towards the time that Bloodborne was in development. They were in development at the same time periods, really, and that bothered me a lot after realizing how good and interconnected the world of Bloodborne was. And the reason why it bothered me so much is it made me feel like they took so many shortcuts in Dark Souls 3 following the development cycle of Bloodborne. And the reason why it upset me was because of the fact that they just can't focus on making one game at a time, can they? They really just can't, and I don't understand that. They started developing Dark Souls 3, like, during the development cycle of Bloodborne, and that's so stupid to me. Like, I don't think these annual releases should be focused on by FromSoft at all. Like, that's not the type of company they should become. They shouldn't be just, like, the next Call of Duty developers, because that's not what I want. I want innovation. I want as much effort as they can possibly put into Dark Souls or into any series they create as possible. And when they cut corners, it just, like, irks me a little bit. And the ways that I realized that they kind of cut corners in Dark Souls 3 was like, holy shit, what the fuck? was in places such as, like, when you beat the few main bosses in the game, the ones that are in the cutscenes, when you beat those ones, and then you're like suddenly transported all the way back to the dancer to fight the dancer. I feel like that was just a way to cut a corner so they wouldn't have to create a way to interconnect that two places, because I feel like that would make the game design that much more meaningful if they just spent the time to interconnect the world more, as much as they did in Bloodborne. In Dark Souls 3, there really isn't that level of interconnectivity that Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne have. Even though like Dark Souls 3 is still leaps and bounds ahead of Dark Souls 2, it still has that kind of, I don't know, like, disconnected world going on. Like, it was way more exemplified in Dark Souls 2, where like the worlds that you'd go in would make absolutely no sense in comparison to like let's say, let me just give an example actually. Like Harvest Valley or whatever it was like the Peak or Harvest Peak, something like that, where you would like you would be outside of the mountain and you'd see the mountain, like you'd see the peak of it. But then once you got to the top, you'd go up an elevator that would bring you to the Iron Keep, which makes zero sense. Like, why would the top of a mountain suddenly turn into a world completely submerged in lava where there's a castle on top? Like, that just makes nilch in terms of sense. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I obviously know that the game was developed by B Team, and it wasn't developed by Miyazaki's genius and whatnot. But at the same time, Dark Souls 3 wasn't really focused on by Miyazaki completely either. Bloodborne was, and as was Dark Souls 1. Like, without Miyazaki, their games take a massive blow, and that's just something you can't ignore. It's so true. Miyazaki really does make these games. He's the one who makes the developers focus on what's important to make the world actually seem like it's a living, breathing world as much as he possibly can. Because in reality, it's not. At least in Dark Souls 3, it's not. And in Dark Souls 2, it's not. I mean, yeah, there was some focus on Dark Souls 3 by Miyazaki, but it wasn't focused on as much on as Bloodborne, because Bloodborne was the one that was mainly being developed at the time. They spent a longer period of time on Bloodborne, and they kind of just whipped Dark Souls 3 out because they knew that the series would make a shit ton of money. Especially recently, since there's just a bunch of people on YouTube that will just play Dark Souls for the laughs of it, because either they're shit at the game and people think it's funny seeing them die over and over again, but like, YouTube has kind of popularized Dark Souls. Without YouTube, without people playing it and seeing how, and like showing people how hard it is as a game, nobody would play the fucking game. Literally nobody would. Like, I wouldn't have heard of the game unless I was on YouTube and I found somebody playing it, and that's just the truth of the matter. And the fact that they're just, like, throwing this series out there like it's nothing, like, just, I don't know, putting little effort into there just so they can make a few bucks, that kind of makes me a little upset. Especially because Dark Souls 3 was, like, a huge milestone for FromSoft. Like, they put a bunch of effort into that. And it was very obvious that they did. They did what they could with the budget they had, and it was a great game because of it. Like, I love Dark Souls 1. It'll always be a extremely important game, a really good thing in my heart, because I've just always known Dark Souls 1. And it's alright, I'm dead. I don't know, it's just always been a really great game to me. And when they just start pumping games out there because they can, because they have the money, because they have the numbers of developers in their group now, that makes me a little upset. I don't want it to be like that. And I'm not saying that Dark Souls 3 is a bad game by any means, because it really isn't. Dark Souls 3 is a really, really good game. There's no doubt about that. There's literally no doubt in my mind that Dark Souls 3 is an amazing game in terms of other games. But in terms of its own series, in terms of its previous titles, it's not the best. Surely it's not the best. If I could pick the best, it would definitely be Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1. I mean, Dark Souls 1 will always edge out Bloodborne because it's Dark Souls, you know? Like, that'll always have a big place in my heart. But, yeah, I don't know, I can't help but express my, just a little bit of my disappointment for Dark Souls 3 after playing Bloodborne, because I see how much effort they can put into a game. I see what kind of a masterpiece they can make. And when they don't try anymore, when they just stop caring a little bit, that's when it's just a little bit disappointing, you know? I mean, you'd be disappointed if your game got shit on. If the game that you loved was kind of poopied on. I didn't want to rest at the Shrine Bonfire, but hey, you know, I wanted to get the hell out of there. So, I guess the whole conclusion I want to draw on this whole thing is, Miyazaki, I know you're an ambitious guy. Holy shit, I can't talk. I know you're ambitious. I know that you've seen a lot of success in the last few years because of the whole series of Dark Souls and everything that has come to fruition, but don't become Call of Duty. Don't become Assassin's Creed. Actually try to make a good series. Please. For the love of God, make a damn good series. Spend a couple years on it. And when you're developing it, don't start developing another game too. So, overall, I want to say, I really hope that the DLC for Dark Souls 3 is really good. I hope that it comes up to par with the Old Hunters DLC. I hope that it surpasses the likeness of the Ashes of Ariandel DLC. And I hope it shows that these last few months have been used adequately for the development of this DLC, and it answers the questions that we want answered from this series, especially since it's coming to a closing. This is Praise the Dark, and I really enjoyed making this video for you guys, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.